Hello, Formula One fans. Ferrari engineer Jacques Clear has made a statement that will excite Ferrari fans. Leclerc is ready to win a world title. However, he brings up an important point for us to reflect on about Scuderia Ferrari. And more. The weekend is approaching, and we'll finally have Formula One back. In this video, we'll dive into the factors that make the US Grand Prix one of the pivotal moments for this year's championship, not just for the front-running teams, but also for those trying to challenge the dominance of Red Bull and Mercedes. The news in the Formula One world is heating up, so don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel to stay on top of all the updates. Just hit the subscribe button below the video. It's quick, free, and doesn't require registration. This is F1 Fastline News, your daily Formula One news channel. Let's get straight to the point. Jacques Clear, one of Ferrari's most experienced engineers, makes a strong case in defense of Charles Leclerc. Since joining the Scuderia in 2019, Leclerc has stood out as one of the fastest drivers on the grid, especially in qualifying, racking up an impressive 26 pole positions so far. However, this number contrasts with his only 7 Grand Prix wins, which has given him the reputation of being a much better driver in one-lap pace than in race pace. But is that view fair? For Clear, it's definitely not. He argues that Ferrari hasn't been able to provide a consistent race pace car in recent seasons, which has overshadowed Leclerc's performance. And here's the key. Leclerc has no problem managing tires or maintaining strong race pace, as we clearly saw in the 2022 Austrian Grand Prix, when Max Verstappen, despite his dominance, struggled with tire degradation, while Leclerc managed perfectly to take the win. This is all part of a continuous evolution. According to Clear, both Leclerc and Ferrari are learning and improving in fundamental aspects like tire management to become a more competitive pairing. He mentions that Leclerc is sharper than ever, and that's a reflection of the team's work to improve the car for race conditions, something Ferrari has been adjusting since 2022. Speaking of evolution, Jacques Clear doesn't hesitate to highlight that when Ferrari can offer a car capable of fighting for the title consistently, Leclerc will deliver. And this confidence from Clear is based on a solid track record. Leclerc has the one-lap speed to be a champion, as we saw in his performances at Monza, where his control and race management were exceptional. A crucial point that Clear emphasizes is the need for Ferrari to function as a cohesive unit, without gaps in execution throughout the season. This means it's not enough to just have a fast car in 1 or 2 races, but rather to deliver a complete package over an entire championship, something Ferrari has yet to achieve since Leclerc joined the team. In 2022, we saw moments of brilliance, like in Austria and Silverstone, but also strategic errors and reliability issues that compromised the title fight. These details, according to Clear, are what truly separate a championship-winning team from the rest. The issue here is clear. The problem isn't with Leclerc, but with the team. Ferrari, according to Clear, needs to align all aspects to challenge for the title, something we saw happen with Mercedes during Lewis Hamilton's years of dominance, and now with Red Bull and Max Verstappen. In other words, it's not enough to have the best car. You need the best team, the best strategy, and to minimize mistakes, something Ferrari lacked in 2022 when they led the championship, but were overtaken by Red Bull's relentless development. So what can we expect for 2024? According to Clear, Ferrari is on the verge of becoming a team capable of consistently competing for titles. And when that moment arrives, Leclerc, with his raw talent and the experience he's gained over the years, will be ready to seize the opportunity and lift that long-awaited world title. Shifting gears, let's floor it and talk a little about the importance of this weekend, not just for the immediate results, but also for the rest of the 2024 season. After a 4-week break, Formula One is back for an intense stretch of 6 races in 8 weeks. And the US Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas is considered the last big moment for teams to bring significant updates to their cars, a final chance to influence the competitive order that could define next year's championship. This race marks the start of a 3-race run, Austin, Mexico, and Brazil, making it logistically feasible to introduce new parts before the final triple header of Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, where tight logistics make significant developments difficult. In Austin, teams are expected to unveil updates, including new aerodynamic packages and mechanical improvements. Ferrari's team principal Fred Vasseur has stated that this is likely the last opportunity for all teams to present substantial upgrades. Red Bull's Christian Horner agrees, saying that top teams like Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren will be bringing something new in an effort to make one last push this season. But what's the main focus of these updates? For most teams, the goal is now to ensure the car is well balanced for more traditional circuits like Austin. This track, which mixes high-speed corners with rapid direction changes, represents a technical challenge that goes far beyond low-downforce tracks like Monza and Baku or street circuits like Singapore. Austin's layout, with its flowing and high-speed first sector, promises to reveal which team truly has the best package for the final stages. And why is this so important? Well, not only because the updates could shape the remainder of the 2024 season, but also because this GP will serve as a kind of dress rehearsal for the coming years. The teams don't just want to finish this championship strong, they also want to validate their concepts for next season, and any gains they can make now could be decisive for 2024. Now, it's interesting to look at Red Bull's focus. Even with Max Verstappen finishing second in Singapore, a circuit that troubled the RB20, Horner points out that Austin will be a crucial moment for the team to evaluate if they've truly understood the problems they faced with the car's development. Singapore was an outlier, a blip for Red Bull, and COTA could be the final gauge to see if Verstappen and the team are ready to reclaim the dominance we've seen at other tracks. While Red Bull is fine-tuning their car, McLaren has been the standout team lately. With a 41-point advantage over Red Bull, the Woking-based team has established itself as a serious threat. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri have shown consistent performance, and McLaren seems well positioned to end the year on top, but will this momentum be enough to keep the pressure on Red Bull through the end? On the other side of the fight, Ferrari still has something to prove. Although they're only 34 points behind Red Bull, the Italian team has struggled with the car's behavior in high-speed corners, especially with porpoising on more demanding circuits since the European summer. So far, the solutions implemented by the Maranello squad haven't been fully tested on traditional tracks, and Austin will serve as a turning point to determine if Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz will have the tools they need to compete head-to-head with McLaren and Red Bull. Leclerc expressed cautious optimism, saying that Ferrari has taken a step forward with the new parts, but that the U.S. Grand Prix will be the ultimate test of how competitive they really are. Sainz, on the other hand, believes Ferrari could have a real shot in Vegas, a track that better aligns with the characteristics of their car. Now the million-dollar question, will these updates be enough to change the course of the season? McLaren, which seems to be on an upward trajectory, has been maximizing the improvements, while Ferrari and Red Bull are still struggling to find consistency on tracks like Austin. As Formula One fans, we're eager to see the impact of these updates in Austin. Will Ferrari finally overcome their struggles in high-speed corners? Will McLaren continue their rise and establish themselves as Red Bull's biggest rival? And has Red Bull really solved their development issues with the RB20? Drop your opinion in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Here we talk Formula One without any fluff, with strong opinions and tons of info. Subscribe, hit the bell, and come be part of this passionate fan community. If you like this video, leave a like and share it with your fellow Formula One fans. Let's grow this F1 fan community together. See you next time, speeding towards victory.